Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It's time for an unboxing video. This time it's the Vinegar Syndrome sale, which isn't much because I felt I was rather reserved in the sale. Picked up a couple of new titles. I didn't really order any catalogue titles because I already had enough. Didn't want to spend too much. Quite happy. Knew my package was arriving today. Came in for work to discover this thing, and I had a little bit of the fear. How much did I spend? What exactly was in here? So I had to tear into it immediately. Gladly, it's not all for me. I forgot I'd ordered a bunch of stuff for a friend, so we shall go through that as well because it's in the box, and I want to show you what I got them. So first up, they picked up the VSU of Showgirls, which I have never seen. Also got The Grave, which one of my favourite VSAs, like a weird Twilight Zone episode. I feel it's an essential for the collection. They got the 4K of Ticks, which is pretty fantastic as well. I love this early 90s creature feature and it looks tremendous, and the extras are phenomenal on this. Another film that I just watched not long ago was Miami Connection. Again, great package, amazing movie, fantastic music to go with it. Today was a rather sombre and sad day because we lost Treat Williams, which makes it all the more special that she picked up Dead Heat, which I think is a phenomenal movie. One of those films that I just love every time I go back to it, and because it's so quick as well, it's an easy one to throw on and just enjoy. The Christmas slasher Jack Frost was next. It's campy, it's silly, but I like it, it's fun. A film I picked up in the last sale was Death Row Game Show. I thought this was tremendous. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was over the moon with how much fun this was. I really enjoyed it. And the last thing they picked up was the sleazy Don't Answer the Phone. I recently watched that. I got it in the last sale myself. It was perturbing, to say the least. I enjoyed it. It was a little bit sleazy, a little bit twisted. Great performances. Interesting film. So I also picked up a bunch of partner label titles during this sale. So we'll have a look at some of those. So first up was Killing Spree. The TerraVision line discs were being sold off. I was interested in this one. Synopsis sounded curious enough, so I picked it up for $15. For $25, the one I was really after was Video Violence. I've heard great things about the first one. I wanted to get it, but it was a little bit expensive, so I never picked it up the first time, but glad to get it for £25. Some Deaf Crocodile titles. I got Sampo and Ilya Mourinets, so of course I picked up The Tale of Tsar Sultan, so to go with them, which I've still not watched, to be honest. I need to get to them soon. And also picked up their latest release, Prague Nights. Anthology horror films are something I love, and I'm really kind of curious about this one. The Three Tales sound terrific, and I hope they are. I'm really enjoying Umbrella's output at the moment, and Shame, it sounded really interesting, a little bit of a rape revenge film, but it sounded kind of promising and not as exploitative as some of the other kind of movies like I Spit in Your Grave and those kind of films. So I'm curious to check that out, and it seems to have a decent reputation. And my favourite AGFA was upgraded to 4K, and that is Effects. A group of people are making a movie in a cabin in the woods, and the unexpected happens. Kind of. It's a great movie, one worth taking a chance on. Now let's dive into the Vinegar Syndrome titles that I picked up. I am a Vinegar Syndrome archive completist. I've got all their titles so far. Even when something doesn't interest me, I've picked it up to see, because I'm not a fan of these kind of movies, but Boggy Creek 2, The Legend Continues, I picked up. The trailer didn't enthuse me, but of course I will go into it with an open mind and see how it plays out, see if I enjoy it. John Liu was terrific in New York Ninja, and I was so happy to see another one of his movies, and the title just sold me immediately. Ninja in the claws of the CIA. I watched the trailer, and the trailer was fantastic. I was sold on this one. It looks terrific. The cover, the back of it, just sells the movie even more to me. So I of course I had to pick it up. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I also got the next Vinegar Syndrome Labs titles now. This is the 4th release from them. The previous 3 I've really enjoyed. Flesh and Fantasy was terrific, probably my favourite of the bunch. So I was curious to see what they're going next. And they went European with Peter Suliskin's The Apocalypse Tetralogy. 4 movies. We have Gaga, Obi, Oba, Gollum and War of the Worlds. I'm interested in this now. 3 of these films are coming from Radiance later in the year. I'll probably do a comparison at some point because I'll probably get that as well just to see. I'm in on the Radiance range. Gollum is not being released from them, they've said on social media thus far. But again, I don't know too much about this. I am curious. I'll give it a chance and we shall see. Now, a set that gives me a little bit of shivers, and not in a good way, because will it be Cardona? Will it be Taboda? I don't know. We have Villages of the Damned, 3 horrors from Spain. Again, open mind. I really liked the Taboda set. I thought the 3 films were pretty good. There's reviews all on the membership programme if you want to go and check them out. The Cardona set was not great. It was a tough set to get through, and I hope this is more Taboda than Cardona. Next up on 4K we have Uli Lomel's The Bogeyman. I've not seen this in a number of years, so I'm really looking forward to checking this one out again, especially with its new transfer. I'm always eager to check out more Cynthia Rothrock films. On 4K is Undefeatable, a movie that had a kind of mixed response when it was announced. I'm open to this one. You know, more Cynthia Rothrock's always great. Out of the kind of standard releases, out of everything that I've got in the box, I don't know why, and it probably says a lot about me, but the movie that jumps out to me, the one I'm going to watch first, is Night Screams, a slasher from the 80s. I don't know why. This just speaks to me as something that I hopefully will love, and I'm going to definitely check that out first. I also picked up the VSU, which is Showgirls. I haven't seen Showgirls before. It's never been one that I had the impetus to really check out. It's got a bright pink inside here, and there's the slip cover and the back of it, and of course the standard poster on there. I know it's supposed to be campy, fun, a silly movie, but I've never been interested, but I do love Verhoeven's work, and I feel that he was someone that was working ahead of the time, so I'm curious if we're going to check this one out. Lastly is Lamberto Bava's A Blade in the Dark. I've seen this one before. There is a review on the channel, so I'm interested to see how it changes, and it's got this super cool cover that comes off like that, and then inside we have another slipcase. I liked A Blade in the Dark. I thought there were some fun deaths in it, especially the one behind Chicken Wire. I liked the idea of this one. And this is a kind of super swanky set for this, because it also gets the most definitive edition that the film's ever been released in, which I'm really curious to check out. It'll probably be the second film I throw into this one, because I love my Giallo films, and I'll be checking it out. So really happy with my sale purchases, which were pretty much just some partner labels and the VSA, VSLs, VSUs, all the sub-labels. But I would love to know what you picked up. If you've watched any of it and your thoughts on those titles, did you love them, hate them, whatever, let me know. What did you think of the transfer? I just want to have that conversation about this sale purchase that you possibly have. There's more content up here where you can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon, the membership programme, where you can go and see reviews that I've done just for members. And I'll see you next time on ManVFilm.